Well, technical difficulties right off the bat. That's absolutely wonderful. Alright, well, let's restart our journey. I think the stream is actually showing now. It's not completely black. I'll quickly run through the start again and explain my logic as to what I'm choosing. Alright, and it's all black again. Alright, give me 1 second. There we are. Can actually see the game now. And we'll actually start this off proper. Alright, false start. Let's start a new career. We've got a bit of the intro music here now.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database.
So like I mentioned before, this entire
requested.
animation is new.
Establishing secure connection. Secure connection confirmed.
And we'll just be starting the game here and choosing our new Shepherd. We've got the option between Femshep and Male Shep. And as I said before, we will be choosing Female Shepherd because it's the first time that her model has been brought from 3 into 1 and 2. And also because of Jennifer Hale's
Please log in to access
voice
your
acting.
profile.
Alright, we're also just going to run
Warning,
through this real quick.
Data corruption detected. Please reconstruct profile. Confirm pre-service
We've got
history.
Spacer, Colonist, and Earthborn. I mentioned we were going to be Earthborn. And the options again, you were born as an orphan race on the streets, and we avoid crime by joining the military. Colonist being your entire family and friends were slaughtered on the colony that you were living on, and you joined the military afterwards. And Spacer was your parents were part of the military, transferring and living from ship to ship, and then you joined at 18.
Confirm
Again, we're going
psychological
Earthborn. And we're going to go Soul Survivor as opposed to War Hero and Ruthless.
Confirm military specialization.
And we are also going to go Vanguard instead of Sentinel, Infiltrator, Adept, Engineer, or Soldier. Soldier being your heavy weapon, or your weapons class, primarily Engineer being your light weapons and your tech, Adept being your biotic and your light weapons and armor, Infiltrator being your sniper and your tech, and then Sentinel being a mix of biotic and tech abilities with light weapons, and Vanguard being the pistol and shotgun mixed with biotics
Confirm
and medium
facial
armor.
identification. Profile reconstruction.
And we're confirming.
complete. Identification confirmed.
And we'll be playing on Insanity, the hardest difficulty we have available to us. And we'll be using Legendary Mode level scaling, which is the new 1 to 30 level instead of 1 to 60. And you'll be getting, having to get kind of twice as much experience per level instead of the old method. So subtitles will be on, and autosave on, continue. Let's go.
Well, what about Shepard? Earthborn, but no record of her family.
Doesn't have one. She was raised on the streets, learned to look out for herself.
She saw her whole unit die on a cruise. She could have some serious emotional scars.
Every soldier has scars. Shepard's a survivor.
Is that the kind of person we want protecting the galaxy?
That's the only kind of person who can protect the galaxy.
I'll make the call.
In the year 2148, explorers on Mars discovered the remains of an ancient spacefaring civilization. In the decades that followed, these mysterious artifacts revealed startling new technologies, enabling travel to the furthest stars. The basis of this incredible technology was a force that controlled the very fabric of space and time. They called it the greatest discovery in human history. The civilizations of the galaxy call it Mass Effect.
The Arcturus Prime relay is in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
Commander?
The game already looks phenomenal compared to the original.
We are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination. The relay is hot. Acquiring approach vector. All stations secure for transit.
Cannot get over the visual fidelity. The detail is insane.
Board is green. Approach run has begun.
Somehow it's exceeding my expectations. I knew it was going to look good, but I didn't expect it to look as good as it actually does.
Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1.
I know the stream doesn't give you
Thrusters,
60
check.
frames.
Navigation,
Oh, 1 second.
Check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift, just under 1500K.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment, so you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead, so that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. But only an idiot believes the official story.
Yes, as I was saying, I know that the stream doesn't really give you 60 frames per second, but it really adds to how smooth and crisp this entire game is looking. Oh, look at this. We're getting a little bit of a tutorial. Move the left stick. Yes, I know. In old school Mass Effect, or at least the first Mass Effect, the decisions were kind of plainly laid out in front of you as top being your good / Paragon, middle being your more neutral option, and bottom being your kind of more ruthless / renegade option. And that it was also kind of present in the early preliminary history we were choosing for Shepard. Like it said, ruthless, soul survivor, war hero. It was kind of divided that way as well. But yeah, the remaster is alleging that it's going to be easier to achieve kind of more of the harder to obtain like max Paragon and max Renegade options if you play kind of all over the board, because in the previous Mass Effect you kind of had to commit to one good or bad playthrough. You couldn't just go neutral the entire way and expect to get like all the good Paragon checks or all the bad Renegade checks. But yeah, so we're responding to Joker here. It was the official story, but only an idiot believes the official story.
They don't send
I agree.
Spectres on shakedown runs.
So there's more going on here than the captain's letting on.
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance Brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
I'm on my way.
Is it me or does the captain always sound a little pissed off?
Only when he's talking to you, Joker.
Alright, our first time playing. Wow, this is exciting.
I'm telling you, I just saw him. He marched by like he was on a mission.
He's a Spectre. They're always on a mission.
And we're getting
Ooh, the
tracked.
Normandy looks so good. The lighting.
Give yourself an ulcer.
This is amazing. So let's take a quick look at our menu here. We can save. We'll make our first save so we don't have to restart again. What do we got? Our squad screen. So this is our talent screen. We get to see our squad and we assign our points. So this is with the new leveling system, but nothing is changed visually, it seems. That's pretty cool. Alright, and you can see the Paragon and Renegade bars kind of around Shepard, and they fill up with your kind of decisions. We got our codex here. Shows you all kinds of information. You got your primary information about the species and kind of lore of the world, or universe, I guess. Journal. Again, our squad, what is it? We have points to assign? Is that what's going on here, I think? Let's see. Let's assign 1 point to Vanguard. We'll do a charm. And I've got 3 more points, or 2 more points, I think. Let's do pistols and... Ooh, salt. Oh, I think that's it. Okay, cool. Let's go. Talk to Presley.
Congratulations, Commander. Looks like we had a smooth run. You heading down to see
Wow,
Captain?
Presley looked younger. His hair isn't as gray.
Sounds like you don't trust our Turian guest.
Sorry, Commander. Just having a chat with Adams down at engineering. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. But you have to admit, something's odd about this mission. The whole crew feels it.
I cannot get over it. He looks so much younger. Alright, as you can see on the dialogue wheel too, on the left we have like a what do you mean option, and the left options tend to kind of further explore and investigate a bit of dialogue. So the right will kind of progress it towards an end, and the left will kind of elaborate on things. Like you can ask further questions. You can even repeat the dialogue oftentimes, and then like, you know, I'll look into it, we'll end it. Like you can see goodbyes on the right, but then we can kind of go left and choose something else.
If all we're supposed to do is test out the stealth system, why is Captain Anderson in charge? And then there's Nihilus. Spectres are elite operatives, top covert agents. Why send a Spectre, a Turian Spectre, on a shakedown run? It doesn't add up.
You'll even have the investigate option here, which will go into another menu. Let's see, so we can talk about all 3 things here.
What do you know about the stealth systems?
I just know it masks our location from scans and sensors. Cutting-edge technology. The Normandy's the only ship with this prototype drive. But why are we fully staffed? A skeleton crew would be cheaper, less chance of security leaks too. Plus there's Nihilus. It's pretty obvious this shakedown run is just a cover.
For what?
Damned if I know, Commander. We're out here on false pretenses. I'm not a fan of being left in the dark.
Do you have a problem with the captain?
No, ma'am. But I can't figure out what he's doing here. Captain Anderson is one of the most decorated Special Forces officers in the service. If he melted down all his medals, he could make a life-size statue of himself. You don't send a soldier like that on a do-nothing mission. He's treating this shakedown run too seriously. Something big is going on.
One of my favorite things about Mass Effect is the inspiration for the camera when you do dialogue. Like, even just sitting on it right here, we're kind of focused on the face of the character, and when we talk to the character, it'll pan back and forth. BioWare has admitted to being inspired by The Office, and ever since I found that out, I haven't been able to unsee it. So I just picture as though I'm watching a version of The Office in space.
I don't like Turians in general. It runs in my family. My grandfather fought in the First Contact War, lost a lot of friends when the Turians hit us.
That was 30 years ago. You can't blame Nihilus for that.
No, I guess not. But it still makes me nervous to have a Spectre on board, especially a Turian. We're an Alliance vessel, human military, but Nihilus doesn't answer to the captain like the rest of us. Spectres operate outside the normal chain of command, and they don't come along just to observe shakedown runs. Nihilus looks like he's expecting some heavy action. I don't like it.
I think that's all 3 of the things here.
Do you have a problem with the captain?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, we listened.
But I can't figure out what he's doing here. Captain Anderson is one of the most
Yeah, we did. Okay.
Don't send a soldier like that on a
let's see here. Let's ease his concerns. I'll look into it, Presley.
Something big is going on.
I'll see if I can get some answers when I see him.
Good luck, Commander.
All right. The Galaxy map. Oh yes, let's go see Dr. Chakwas and Jenkins over here.
Kind of place Spectres visit. There's something Nihilus isn't telling us about this mission.
That's crazy. The captain's in charge here. He wouldn't take orders from a Spectre.
Not his choice, Doc. Spectres don't answer to anyone. They can do whatever they want. Kill anyone who gets in their way.
Oh, you watch too many spy vids, Jenkins.
One thing I do appreciate a lot about Mass Effect 1 in particular, or even the series, is in modern games, a lot of the time, if you get too close to a character when they're talking to another character or something, it'll typically like end the dialogue that they're having on their own and kind of expect you to start talking with them, or they'll say something to you, because there's like contextual dialogue prompts and stuff. Like right here, it's asking me to talk to the person specifically, so like they're gonna finish their dialogue until I personally interrupt them, and I like having that control to be able to interrupt when I want.
What do you think, Commander? We won't be staying on Eden Prime too long, will we? I'm itching for some real action.
I sincerely hope you're kidding, Corporal. Your real action usually ends with me patching up crew members in the infirmary.
Dr. Chakwas also looks younger. Maybe everyone who had gray hair is just de-aged a little in the Legendary Edition. Let's agree with the doctor.
Only a fool goes looking for a fight, Corporal.
Sorry, Commander, but this waiting's killing me. I've never been on a mission like this before, not one with a Spectre on board.
Let's not lie. Let's just say he'll be fine.
Treat this like every other assignment you've had and everything will work out.
Easy for you to say. You proved yourself on a cruise. Everybody knows what you can do. This is my big chance. I need to show the brass what I can do.
So that line of dialogue would have changed based on your background, so that's, I do believe, the Soul Survivor reference there. Let's see. There's no rush. Or be careful. Don't play the hero. There's no rush.
You have a long career ahead of you. Don't do something stupid to mess it up.
Don't worry, ma'am. I'm not gonna screw this up.
Let's ask him about Eden Prime.
Aren't you, Jenkins? What's it like?
It's very peaceful, Commander. They've been real careful with development, so you don't have any city noise or pollution. My parents lived on the outskirts of the colony. At night, I used to climb this big hill and stare across the fields back at the lights from the main settlement. It was gorgeous. But when I got older, I realized it was a little too calm and quiet for me. That's why I joined the Alliance. Even Paradise gets boring after a while.
Any idea why Eden Prime was chosen as our destination?
Not really sure, Commander. Eden Prime's one of our most stable colonies. Good place to take the Normandy for a shakedown run, I guess. No real danger there. There's gotta be something else going on. We've got a Spectre on board. That's why I'm so wound up. I can't wait for the real mission to start.
Alright, so that was about Eden Prime. Let's ask about
What can you tell me about
Nihilus?
Nihilus?
Turians are generally well respected by the other species. Their fleet has more patrols protecting Citadel space than any other. They don't always get on well with us, though. Some people find them too rigid. Others still blame them for the First Contact War. As for Nihilus, I haven't said more than 2 words to him. He usually only speaks to the captain.
I hope we get a chance to see him in action. I heard Nihilus took down an entire enemy platoon all by himself.
I really do appreciate how much information they give you about the context of the relationships between some of the species right off the bat here in the ship. Like your first few conversations, you already know that the tensions are high between humans and Turians, and it's already weird that the Spectres, or the Spectre is on board.
What do you know about the Spectres?
Only what I've heard. Spectre agents work directly for the Citadel Council. They usually work alone or in small groups. Spectres don't have any official power, though. Basically, they're a shadow organization with a mandate to preserve and protect galactic stability.
Protect it at any cost. Don't forget that part. Spectres operate above the law.
Let's inquire further.
Why don't we have any of our own people in there?
Spectres usually come from the Council races, like the Turians. We've been trying to get a human accepted into their ranks for years now. So far, it hasn't happened.
Hey, Commander, you'd make a good Spectre. You're always getting dropped into impossible situations, forced to survive unbeatable odds, just like you on a cruise.
I try not to think about Akuz.
Sorry, Commander. I didn't mean to offend you. I respect what you did there. We all do.
Let's not dwell on the past, Commander. Was there something else you needed?
So again, that little bit of conversation with Jenkins would have changed based on your prior history. You can also comment further on the Spectres.
How do you control agents with unlimited power?
I suppose the Council could revoke the Spectre status of an agent who got out of hand. At that point, Citadel Security Services would take over.
Those CSEC grunts wouldn't stand a chance. The Spectres were 20 ordinary soldiers. The Spectres police themselves. An agent goes rogue, they send another agent to take him down. That's Spectre justice.
The Corporal's confusing romantic legends with reality, Commander.
So, like, in that conversation alone, you already know that there are no human Spectres. Spectres are a part of Citadel kind of security, not security itself, but they're a branch of the Citadel, and only Citadel races, or the Council races of the Citadel, are part of the Spectres, so the Turians are a part of the Council. And you also now know that CSEC is a security division that operates on the Citadel as well. So, like, the conversations about the universe around these characters is very naturalistic. Again, this is just our second conversation. And as you saw on the right there, we got codex added. So if you go to codex added, if you go into your codex, you can see the flashing blue blibs, and your primary ones are all narrated to you, so you can have a nice leisurely time listening to those ones. And then your secondary ones are more in-depth, kind of nuanced information that kind of gives you more context on the world and the technology. But, like, you gain these from having these conversations. So if you go, what is CSEC, or what is the Citadel and the Galactic Government,
Spectres
you
are
can find
agents
out.
from the Office of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance.
Yeah, alright. We'll quickly save. Let's go.
Commander Shepard, I was hoping you'd get here first. It will give us a chance to talk.
The captain said he'd meet me here.
He's on his way. I'm interested in this world we're going to, Eden Prime. I've heard it's quite beautiful.
I heard it was beyond beautiful.
They say it's a paradise.
Yes, a paradise. Serene, tranquil, safe. Eden Prime has become something of a symbol for your people, hasn't it? Proof that humanity can not only establish colonies across the galaxy, but also protect them. But how safe is it really?
I have to say, it's kind of refreshing knowing that you're not going to be penalized for choosing Renegade or Paragon, like, all willy-nilly, kind of whenever you want, and not just adhering to one or the other. It's kind of refreshing to be able to respond to a specific comment rather than just saying, oh, I'm Paragon Shepard, I must always choose the topmost option, or I'm Renegade Shepard, I have to choose the bottom one, because they do change the conversations quite drastically. All right, here.
If you've
What's
got
your
something
point?
to say, just say it.
Your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very dangerous place. Is the Alliance truly ready for this?
I think it's about time we told the commander what's really going on.
This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
Well, that's
I already
obvious.
figured that out.
We're making a covert pickup on Eden Prime. That's why we needed the stealth systems operational.
Let's see.
I don't like being kept in the dark, Captain.
This comes down from the top, Commander. Information strictly on a need-to-know basis. A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation. It was Prothean.
I thought the Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago.
Their legacy still remains. The mass relays, the Citadel, our ship drives. It's all based on Prothean technology.
This is big, Shepard. The last time humanity made a discovery like this, it jumped our technology forward 200 years. But Eden Prime doesn't have the facilities to handle something like this. We need to bring the beacon back to the Citadel for proper study.
Obviously, this goes beyond mere human interests, Commander. This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
Why didn't we keep the beacon for ourselves?
You humans don't have the best reputation. Some species see you as selfish, too unpredictable, too independent, even dangerous.
Sharing that beacon will improve relations with the Council. Plus, we need their scientific expertise. They know more about the Protheans than we do.
The beacon's not the only reason I'm here, Shepard.
Nihilus wants to see you in action, Commander. He's here to evaluate you.
Guess that explains why I bump into him every time I turn around.
The Alliance has been pushing for this for a long time. Humanity wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy. We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
Not many could have survived what you went through on Akuz. You showed a remarkable will to live, a particularly useful talent. That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
You can almost hear the edit in the line of dialogue there between the specific line on about Shepard on Akuz and then Nihilus saying, and that's why I put your name forward as a candidate for a Spectre.
Why would a Turian want a human in the Spectres?
Not all Turians resent humanity. Some of us see the potential of your species. We see what you have to offer to the rest of the galaxy, and to the Spectres. We are an elite group. It's rare to find an individual with the skills we seek. I don't care that you're human, Shepard. I only care that you can do the job.
Just tell me what I have to do.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
This is actually a missable codex entry right here about the Protheans. I do believe this is your only chance to get this specific codex entry, and there used to be an achievement for getting all codex entries or something like that. And here at the beginning of the game is a missable one.
What do you know about the Protheans?
Just what they taught us in school. They were a technologically advanced species that ruled the galaxy 50,000 years ago. Then they vanished. Nobody really knows how or why, though I've heard plenty of theories. But everyone agrees, galactic civilization wouldn't exist without them.
Their citadel is the very heart of galactic society, and without their mass relays, interstellar travel would be impossible. We all owe the Protheans a great debt.
One of the things I don't think is commented on very much about Mass Effect 1 specifically is, you know, they put a lot of emphasis on physical exploration. Like, the idea of Mass Effect is, you know, the idea of discovery and exploration. That's why there's so many of these giant worlds to explore and drive around and uncover. But a lot of the investigation and the dialogue is also part of the discovery and the exploration. Like, you learn so much by conversations, and the game is kind of reinforcing that through gamifying collection of codex entries. Like, having that conversation, you get a little bit of information, but then going into the codex entry about that specific thing you just unlocked by having that conversation grants you more information and then informs you more about the world around you and why people are doing what they're doing or why things are the way they are. I'd argue more than a big open planet that you're driving around the Mako exploring does. And it's something that is honestly lost throughout the series as you get, you know, deeper into like Mass Effect 3 and then even unfortunately Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, the idea of exploration in dialogue is almost entirely lost the further on in the series you go. And it's really, you know, a central pillar to the gameplay in Mass Effect 1, and it's really underappreciated if you ask me.
I'd like to know more about Eden Prime before we touch down.
It's a peaceful farming world, but it represents something much bigger. Eden Prime is one of our oldest and most successful colonies. It proved we were ready to face the challenges of settling new worlds, to forge a place for humanity beyond Earth. It symbolizes humanity's growth and evolution as a spacefaring species. And after this, it will be known as the world where humans made a discovery of galactic importance.
Why is this beacon so important?
All advanced galactic civilization is based on Prothean technology, even yours.
If we hadn't discovered those Prothean ruins buried on Mars, we'd still be stuck on Earth. That was just a small data cache. Who knows what we can learn from this beacon? What if it's a weapons archive? We can't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Like who?
The Attican Traverse isn't the most stable sector of Citadel space. There are plenty of raiders and criminal groups active in the region. They might figure a Prothean beacon is worth the risk of attacking an Alliance ship. Plus, Eden Prime is right on the border of the Terminus systems.
Like, this dialogue, or this conversation alone, we're learning so much about, you know, Protheans and galactic civilization. We're about to inquire further about, like, the Terminus systems, and, you know, I'd equate that to something like doing research, or like if you're browsing on your phone and your interest is piqued by a topic and you investigate it further, like, oh, this keyword, and you look it up and you learn about that. That's kind of what we're doing here.
The Attican Traverse is under Citadel protection. If the Terminus systems attack, it's an act of war.
Technically, yes. But some of the species in the Terminus might be willing to start a war over this.
The last thing the Council wants is to get dragged into a major conflict with the Terminus systems. We have to keep this low-key.
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's wrong, Joker?
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
They seem to have improved the delay between characters stopping talking and being cut off by another character.
Get down!
We are under attack, taking heavy casualties. I repeat, heavy casualties. We can't get evac. They came out of nowhere. We need...
Everything cuts out after that. No comm traffic at all. Just goes dead. There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5. Status report.
17 minutes out, Captain. No other Alliance ships in the area.
Take us in, Joker, fast and quiet. This mission just got a lot more complicated.
A small strike team can move quickly, without drawing attention. It's our best chance to secure the beacon.
Grab your gear and meet us in the cargo hold.
I've always loved that shot
You're going in.
Of the Reaper video pausing and then it panning to Nihilus and him just standing there silently, and then his little mandibles just
Engaging
move.
stealth systems. Somebody was doing some serious digging here, Captain.
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go in heavy and head straight for the dig site.
What about survivors, Captain?
Helping survivors is a secondary objective. The beacon's your top priority.
Approaching drop point 1.
Nihilus, you coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
Nihilus will scout out ahead. He'll feed you status reports throughout the mission. Otherwise, I want radio silence.
We've got his back, Captain.
The mission's yours now, Shepard. Good luck!
We are approaching drop point 2.
Ship perimeter secure, Commander.
Wow. This is amazing.
Place got hit hard, Commander. Hostiles everywhere. Keep your guard up.
So we've got our little tutorial, we can shoot. And we got left hand to aim. Our left bumper will change our weapon. One really fun thing about this remaster is that there's no more sniper sway, so it's nice and steady. You can actually use the sniper, it's a viable option now. Alright, but we only have weapon training in pistols. I'm pretty blown away by the visuals of this. All the ash falling from the sky. sound off in the distance. And I was worried that the skybox change from just a pure red to what it is now would be interesting enough to not be kind of the right direction. No big deal. But anyways, the sky actually looks really good. You know, red clouds off in the distance.
Gas bags. Don't worry, they're harmless.
Gas bags. So much detail. Oh my gosh, we can actually run outside of combat. This is the most satisfying thing of the entire remaster. Worth it for that. Wait a second. Can I not? Oh, here we go. I was gonna say, can I not open this? Yep, running outside of combat is definitely the best improvement I've encountered so far. Screw all the visual upgrades, it's worth it for the run. It seems to recharge, but...
God, what happened here?
Hold left bumper. Switch weapons with your squad. Oh yeah, so you have full weapon options with your squad. You also have ability options with your squad as well. Here at the radial menu. And then you push A to use it. Yes, we know that. Alright. And then we've also got them here in our squad menu. And you can even toggle the helmet on and off, which I like to do. And we'll quickly save. Alright, now our helmet is off, and so is Kaiden's helmet. Alright. Oh, Jenkins, we hardly knew ya. Alright. Ooh, combat feels so much better. Oh, interesting. The X button throws your grenade now. I'll have to remember to do that. As you can see, there's no reloading or ammo in Mass Effect 1. It's at the bottom left, there's a heat gauge, and if you just shoot, you can see it go up. Alright, let's go take a look at Jenkins.
Ripped right through his shields. We're out of chance.
Poor kid.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete. But I need you to stay focused.
Aye, aye, man.
Poor Jenkins. How exactly does cover work in this? Alright. It's the old school cover system where it's contextual and you run up to it and it gets you into cover. I actually really enjoyed the idea behind it. It was a little clunky in Mass Effect, like the original Mass Effect 1. It feels kind of the same.
All patched up.
Alright, it's telling us to heal, so that's heal. It's kind of the same in how it feels. Like you just run into it and go into cover. I like it, to be quite honest. Like you don't have a dedicated button, you just run into it. They did the same thing for Mass Effect Andromeda. I like the idea. Let's use some biotics here. Or tech it. Yeah, let's sabotage.
Here it comes.
Got some burned out buildings here, Shepard. A lot of bodies. I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to catch up with you at the dig site.
Alright, so now it's telling us to check out our squad menu. We should give Kaiden some points. He's got 2 to spend. Let's give him a new ability. Let's give him Barrier, and we'll increase Sentinel. And I think that's good. Alright. Alright, squad commands. Forward to attack your target. Left or right for specific squad command to move ahead, and then back to call them back to your position. Don't need to worry about that too much. You can dedicate an ability to a button here. Let's see. Map warp. Yeah, let's map warp. So when you push the right bumper, you can hold the bump button to bring up the radio menu, or you can push it to use the mapped ability that you have. There should be another item box that we can loot here. Somewhere. I think it's on this side, maybe? Yeah, it's over here. Okay, I can see the stamina bar now above the health and shield meter. Oh, speaking of the health and shield meter, that is new. The entire UI, I guess, has been overhauled, but the shield and health meter are much more in line with the Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 design. It's very nice looking. There we've got our introduction to another character. And let's get Caden to use sabotage. Nice. Got a crate that we can open there.
I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Open this crate first, actually. Oh, okay, never mind.
You the one in charge here, ma'am?
Give me a status report, Williams.
Oh, man. We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit. We tried to get off a distress call, but they cut off our communications. I've been fighting for my life ever since.
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush. I don't think any of the others... I think I'm the only one left.
This isn't your fault, Williams. You couldn't have done anything to save them.
Yes, ma'am. We held our position as long as we could, until the Geth overwhelmed us.
The Geth haven't been seen outside the Veil in nearly 200 years. Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
Let's ask Ashley to join us.
Could use your help, Williams.
Aye, aye, ma'am. It's time for payback.
And of course, we can investigate further. Let's talk about the Geth.
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile. Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, but I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
What happened to the researchers?
I don't know. They set up camp.
I do believe we already asked that.
The 232 was
let's ask about
Maybe
Nihilus.
Their unit fared better than mine.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime. None that I've ever met. Not sure I'd be able to tell if one was a Spectre anyway.
If you saw this guy, you'd know. Carries enough firepower to wipe out a whole platoon. Luckily, he's on our side.
Sorry. Like I said, no Turians.
Move out!
I've always loved the out of context, just move out. Press the squad button. Yeah, okay. So now we have Ashley on our squad. We can toggle the helmet on or off. We'll leave the helmet on for Ashley. She's also got 2 points. We will increase the... We'll give her the assault ability, and we'll increase soldier. Okay, and we'll save. Oops. We'll save.
The beacon's at the far end of this trench.
Take all. So this is the way we came down. One cool thing too of Mass Effect is you can talk to anyone at any time. Oh, maybe not in Eden Prime, but we also need to assign the 2 weapons that we're using. So when you push your quick swap, it'll go to the 2 that you want. So we'll go to our shotgun and our pistol. Run to the waypoint. So now we're learning about cover. Cool. Lesson learned. Let's go. Approach a low object and crouch. Awesome. Let's go. It's nice that the janky cover system is still intact. Oh, that level up noise. How I missed it. Oh, radar. Or the radar. Sorry, Geth. Alright, we leveled up. That should give us... Look at that, 6 points to spend. Alright. We will definitely be... What do we get here for assault training? Adrenaline burst. We want barrier eventually, so let's go and unlock barrier right now, actually. Alright, cool, we have barrier. Let's... Weapon damage, melee damage. We need some survivability is what we need, really. Adrenaline burst resets the cooldown times of all your talents so they can be used immediately. Not really necessary right now. Let's get this. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 5. Oh wait, maybe that was all of our points. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh wait, the squad also has some points to spend. 4 each, okay. We'll get first aid, deploys Medigel to all wounded squad members, restoring their health. Rock and roll. So we have 3 more. Let's unlock electronics, but we won't have enough points to get it. Let's also increase her survivability. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now she's got shield boost and we have barrier, so we should have a bit more of an easier time. Do a little save, and let's move on.
This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
You think anyone got out of here alive?
If they were lucky. Maybe hiding up in the camp. It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plans, Shepard. There's a small spaceport up ahead. I want to check it out. I'll wait for you there.
So I've been collecting a bit of loot, as you just saw. I don't look at that unless there's something really good worth grabbing. I don't tend to look at it until I have accumulated a decent amount, so I can kind of sort through and make a difference when I change my loadout. I also like to do it in the actual Normandy with the the weapons lockers.
Good place for an ambush. Keep your guard up. Oh god, they're still alive.
What did the Geth do to them?
The husks look really good. Much more like their other design in the later games. Oh, that's a lot of health damage. Let's see here. Oof. Alright. What do we have? Barrier should be my mapped ability, I think. I'm gonna have barrier as my mapped ability. Get some armor. But more importantly, we have these crates. Cool. More loot. Alright. It's like muscle memory at this point to know where all the little loot crates are. Alright, I'm very curious to see our new little decrypting minigame. Some locked objects require decryption or electronics to access. If any squad member has the required talent, you will be able to unlock the object using the decryption or electronics interface or by spending Omnigel. Most objects can be converted to Omnigel too. Repeat the sequence of button presses before time expires. Okay, that's the same one as the old school one then. Okay, so that's the old school.
Humans, thank the Maker.
Hurry, close the door before they come back.
I always thought that was a Dragon Age reference, even though I do believe Mass Effect 1 came out before Dragon Age. The thank the Maker bit. You're safe. No, they're not safe. We have no idea.
What are you doing
Who are
here?
you?
I'm Dr. Warren. I was in charge of this excavation. We hid in the shed during the attack. They must have come for the beacon. Luckily, it wasn't here. It was moved to the spaceport earlier this morning. Manuel and I stayed behind to pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines held them off long enough for us to hide. They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved. The age of humanity is ended. Soon, only ruin and corpses will remain.
Let's investigate further. Let's talk about this
What's wrong with
assistant.
your assistant? Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's always been a bit unstable. Genius and madness are two sides of the same coin.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing towards us? To understand there is no escape? No hope? No. I am not mad. I'm the only sane one left.
I gave him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
We've got a very violent renegade option here where you can punch the assistant out. We're not going to do that, though.
Can you
Let's
tell
ask
me
about the
anything
beacon.
about the beacon? It's some type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network. Remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies, groundbreaking medical advances. Who knows what secrets are locked inside?
We have unearthed the heart of evil. Awakened the beast. Unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please. This isn't the time.
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. 1 second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geth swarmed over the camp.
Agents of the destroyers. Bringers of darkness. Heralds of our extinction.
We could hear the battle outside. Gunfire, screams. I thought it would never end. Then everything went quiet. We just sat there, too afraid to move, until you came along.
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the Prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here before the attack.
That's impossible. Nihilus was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He couldn't have been here.
I'm sorry, Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
Williams, take us to the spaceport.
You can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. Night is falling. The darkness of eternity.
Hush, Manuel. Go lie down. You'll feel better once the medication kicks in.
So we will be approaching our first Paragon Renegade check shortly, and I'm curious how much it's changed, if it's changed at all.
Saren. Nihilus.
This isn't your mission, Saren. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting to find the Geth here. The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
They really amped up the gunshot noise. Oh. Ominous. We'll leave it that. Whoa, we got combat. I always forget the husks unload like an electrical charge after they've been destroyed. Bro. Nice. So one thing about the biotics and the tech abilities is biotics don't work that well on a shielded enemy or an enemy with barriers, unless you're using something like warp. Any more of you? Let's try out the sniper rifle. Oh! Perfect. Never mind. Alright, so this is the first little check here for our Paragon and Renegade. I don't think we have any points to spend, but we've got one charm. I wonder if that'll affect anything. Let's find out.
Everybody stay calm out there. We're coming out, we're not armed.
Is it safe? Are they gone?
You're okay now. Nobody's gonna hurt you.
Those things were crawling all around the shed. They would have found us for sure. We owe you our lives.
I still can't believe it. When we saw that ship, I thought it was all over.
It showed up right before the attack. Knew it was trouble the second I saw it, so we made a break for the sheds.
What else can you tell me about the ship you saw?
I was too busy running to get a clear look at it. I think it landed over near the spaceport.
Tell them about the noise, Cole. That awful noise.
It was emitting some kind of signal as it descended. It sounded like the shriek of the damned, only it was coming from inside your own head.
It was probably trying to block communications.
Whatever it was, felt like it was tearing right through my skull.
His eyebrows.
Impossible to think.
Tell me everything you remember about the attack.
The three of us were working the crops when that ship showed up. We just saw it and ran. I don't know what happened to the rest of the crew.
They were by the garage, over near the spaceport, right where that ship came down. No way they survived.
You don't know that. We survived. If they made it to the garage, they could have had a fighting chance.
Do you know anything about the Prothean beacon they dug up?
We're just farmers. We heard they found something out there, but it never really mattered to us. Not until now.
I have to go.
Hey, Cole, we're just a bunch of farmers. These guys are soldiers. Maybe we should give them the stuff.
Jeez, Blake, you gotta learn when to shut up.
Ooh.
If there's something you're not telling me.
Some guys at the spaceport were running a small smuggling ring, nothing major. In exchange for a cut of the profits, we let them store packages in our sheds.
You're breaking the law, Cole.
We're not hurting anybody. Hell, most of the time I don't even know what's in the packages. Just thought there might be something we could use. I found a pistol. Figured it would come in handy if those things came back. But you'll probably get more use out of it than we will.
Alright, so I'm thinking... as you can see, you're holding out on me is grayed out, and then is that all is blue. That is our Paragon option that has been unlocked for us because we have either enough Paragon points and enough skill points put into the Charm tree. There's the Charm and Intimidate tree. I do believe that's how that works. You need enough points in Charm. I'm thinking this was reduced, though, because you really have to go all in Paragon or Renegade to unlock this option, and this just gives you extra stuff.
We're risking our lives to save this colony. You sure there's nothing else in here that could help us out?
Yeah, there's one more thing. I was gonna sell it after this was over, but you probably deserve it more than I do.
Who's your contact at the spaceport, Cole? What's his name?
He's not a bad guy. I don't want to get him in trouble. Besides, I'm not a snitch.
Oh, this is the one I was thinking of. These are both grayed out for me. You need full Charm at this point. I think you need full Charm investment to unlock the top one, and full Intimidate investment to unlock this one. So I think we kind of messed up. But this is like, not messed up, but this is your kind of crash course in learning how the Paragon Renegade system works and what you can and can't access with it. So unfortunately, we don't learn about who Cole's contact is on
Okay,
or at the
about
spaceport.
it. I've got more important things to worry about.
Good luck.
So if we go into our equipment menu, okay. This is largely the same, it seems. You can see the pistol you currently have equipped on your left and the one that you're looking at on the right, and the differences in the stats. So we'll obviously be switching to this other pistol because we use pistols. This shotgun isn't much better. Every weapon also has a weapon mod that you can access. I think we'll push the X button, will go into the weapon mods, and there's 2 weapon mod slots. You have 2 different options here: anti-personal rounds, armor piercing rounds, but then you also have a second option, so there's like ammo upgrade and weapon upgrade. So we've got a combat sensor, heat sink, and improved sighting. So we'll get a heat sink on there, and we'll do damage versus synthetics for our pistol, and for our shotgun we'll do damage versus organics, and we'll also put on our combat sensor. So we've also got new armor. Can you preview? I think you can preview. How do you preview? Oh, marking for junk is a new option. Interesting, cool. I'm assuming then you'll be able to sell all junk or convert all junk to Omnigel or something like that. Oh, that's how you preview. Okay, you push details, and it previews it, and it shows you what it is. That's kind of neat. So we'll give this actually to Caden. Alright, so left bumper gives you details of current armor, and then right bumper gives you details of previous armor. That's nice. That's a different touch than the first one. But just like your armor, you also have the ability to equip mods, but we don't have any. The biotic amp is also there, and the grenades also have a mod slot, but we don't have any there either. But we have more mods to apply, so we'll give improved sighting to Caden, and I think that might be everything we currently have. Yes, okay. Ashley has access to all weapons, so we'll give her... No, we'll give Caden this pistol. And that should be good for now. For the weapons, we've also got medium guardian armor we can give to Ashley. Tech biotic protection goes down by 10, but the shields go up by about 27-ish. Not bad. Let's do that. And that should be everything for that menu. Save. Yeah, we'll be more adamant about applying our skill points to the charm and intimidate skills. Truth be told, it's been a minute since I've played Mass Effect, and I forgot you still need to completely invest in those skill trees to make the best out of the dialogue trees.
It's Nihilus.
Oh, Nihilus. We'll open this, and I do believe there's another one back here. Yeah, there is. Radioactive rounds and anti-personal rounds. That's cool. We'll actually quickly apply that to, let's see, Ashley here. These rounds are stamped with a minuscule amount of radioactive material, inducing low levels of radiation sickness in targets. Yeah, sure, let's give her radioactive rounds. And then we'll make sure that she has that weapon equipped. She does, cool. Go see Nihilus.
Something's moving over behind those crates.
Wait! Don't shoot! I'm one of you! I'm human!
Sneaking up on us like that nearly got you killed.
I am sorry, I was hiding from those creatures. My name's Powell. I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
I need to know how Nihilus died.
The other one got here first. He was waiting when your friend showed up. He called him Saren. I think they knew each other. Your friend seemed to relax. He let his guard down. And Saren killed him. Shot him right in the back. I'm just lucky he didn't see me behind the crates.
We were told a Prothean beacon was brought to the spaceport. What happened to it?
It's over on the other platform, probably where that guy Saren was headed. He hopped on the cargo train right after he killed your friend. I knew that beacon was trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. First that damn mothership showed up, then the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I hadn't been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
How come you're the only one who survived? Why didn't anyone else try to hide behind the crates?
They never had a chance. I was already behind the crates when the attack started.
Wait a minute. You were hiding behind the crates before the attack?
Sometimes I need a nap to get through my shift. I sneak off behind the crates to grab 40 winks where the supervisor can't find me.
You survived because you're lazy?
If you hadn't snuck off for that nap, you'd probably be dead just like all the others.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really want to think about it.
So this is actually Cole's contact at the spaceport. We would have been able to grill him about that had we got the Paragon or Renegade check.
Attack.
It was quick. 1 minute that ship was descending, the next, those Geth were swarming over the platform, thousands of them. They must have been inside that mothership. They shot anything that moved. It was a massacre.
Tell me about this mothership you saw.
I've never seen anything like it before. It was huge. Landed over near that platform. The whole place got dark as it came down. And it was making this noise, this sound that bored right into your brain. That's what woke me up. The attack came a few minutes later.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the beacon?
They brought it here this morning. We loaded it up onto the train and shipped it to the other platform. Hard to believe that was only a few hours ago. Feels like a whole other life.
We need to find that beacon before it's too late.
Take the cargo train. That's where the other Turian went. I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
Ooh, we've got our combat music, and here we go with some more combat. Clear. Hold left. Yeah, I know how to bring up the power wheel game. Come on now. Let's see. Activate marksman. Cover. Ah, just charges right at us. Let's throw him away. I always loved that guy. You can also check the info of any ability. So if you're wondering what Sabotage does, overheats nearby enemy weapons and burns them for minor damage. The Marksman ability that I was using increases the pistol damage and accuracy and purges the weapon heat, so you can kind of fire more rapidly pretty quick. Barrier, as I was using earlier, adds a biotic barrier to your shields and absorbs damage, and it cannot block attacks that bypass shields. That's all we've kind of really got right now. Shotgun's not really the best option right now. Can't use throw when they've got shields. Oh, he's almost dead anyways. Alright. The combat feels similar, yet a lot more improved. Like the running feels a little smoother, and the shooting feels a lot more
destroy the entire colony. Leave no evidence
responsive.
that we were here.
Demolition charges. The Geth must have planted them.
Hurry! We need to find them all and shut them down.
Alright, you got a 5-minute window to disarm a bunch of bombs here. They're marked on your little radar at the bottom right of the screen. And you're being attacked by Geth the whole way through. It's a good time to activate barrier. And you cannot move when you're disarming this bomb, and there's no animation for it either. You just disarm the bomb. Oh! Sabotage him. I'll disarm the bomb. I do believe if you get shot, the disarm meter gets interrupted, and you have to start over. Watch out for the sniper. That warp is really delayed. I wonder what that was about here. Almost dead. We need to use Metagel. There we go. I think this is the last one. Yes. All charges disabled. There's actually quite a bit of loot in this spot right here. You can actually miss it all and just go right to the beacon, and the beacon's right there. But there's loot on either side, the left or the right of the beacon. And there's even Geth on both sides. Alright. Activate our barrier. One benefit in Mass Effect as well is that every ability has an individual cooldown, rather than having a cooldown window on all abilities, like in the later games. So I can like safely use barrier and know that my other abilities are still accessible if I so desire to use them while barrier cools down. And that should be all the combat. Oh, Caden died. Didn't even notice. Says a lot about Caden. Alright, but yeah, the beacon would continue the story right away. But there's actually loot to grab across the bridge. And I suggest grabbing it because it's a decryption locker, so you actually gain experience when you loot it. It's just 12 experience, but you still get some. I think the other side just has a regular loot container. There's another one here. The other side has a container as well. It's nice that all those things are still where they left them back in 2009, 2008, 2009? Either way. There's also a missable bit of dialogue and a mini cutscene right beside the beacon.
My God. It's like someone dropped a bomb.
That must be where the Geth ship landed.
They added all kinds of debris to that. It used to just be a crater. Alright, so let's go investigate that beacon.
Normandy, the beacon is secure.
This is amazing. Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up.
Something must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
No, don't touch it. It's too serious.
We identified the ship that touched down on Eden Prime. The Normandy, a human alliance vessel. It was under the command of Captain Anderson. They managed to save the colony.
And the beacon.
One of the humans may have used it.
must be eliminated.
The subtitles being at the top of the screen is kind of distracting. Hope it's not like that for every cutscene. If it is, I might have to take subtitles off.
Dr. Chakwas. I think she's waking up.
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
Minor throbbing. Nothing serious. How long was I out?
About 15 hours. Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
You had no way to know what would happen.
Actually, we don't even know if that's what set it off. Unfortunately, we'll never get the chance to find out.
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. And the blast knocked you cold. Williams and I had to carry you back here to the ship.
I'm not entirely sure why, but there seems to be a bit of nuance lost in this version with the character emotion. Like, there was a bit of a close-up on Caden's face there after Shepard said not to blame yourself. And I do remember in the original there was like a little smirk that appeared on Caden's face. Like, he smiled a bit in like recognition and didn't just stare blankly at the screen.
I appreciate it.
Physically, you're fine. But I detected some unusual brain activity. Abnormal beta waves. I also noticed an increase in your rapid eye movement. Signs typically associated with intense dreaming.
I saw... I'm not sure what I saw. Death, destruction... Nothing's really clear.
I better add this to my report. It may... Oh, Captain Anderson.
How's our XO holding up, Doctor?
Well, all the readings look normal. I'd say the commander's going to be fine.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Sounds like that beacon hit you pretty hard, Commander. Are you sure you're okay?
I don't like soldiers dying under my command.
Jenkins wasn't your fault. You did a good job, Shepard.
Did we leave Gunnery Chief Williams back on Eden Prime?
I figured we could use a soldier like her. She's been reassigned to the Normandy.
Williams is a good soldier. She deserves it.
Lieutenant Alenko agrees with you. That's why I added her to our crew.
And just like that, we've acquired our very first Mass Effect squad mate.
Intel dropped the ball, sir. We had no idea what we were walking into down there. That's why things went to hell.
The Geth haven't been outside the Veil in 2 centuries, Commander. Nobody could have predicted this.
You said you needed to see me in private, Captain?
I won't lie to you, Shepard. Things look bad. Nihilus is dead. The beacon was destroyed and Geth are invading. The Council's going to want answers.
I didn't do anything wrong, Captain. Hopefully the Council can see that.
I'll stand behind you and your report, Shepard. You're a damned hero in my books. That's not why I'm here. It's Saren, that other Turian. Saren's a Spectre, one of the best. A living legend. But if he's working with the Geth, it means he's gone rogue. A rogue Spectre's trouble. Saren's dangerous, and he hates humans.
Why?
He thinks we're growing too fast, taking over the galaxy. A lot of aliens think that way. Most of them don't do anything about it. But Saren has allied himself with the Geth. I don't know how, I don't know why. I only know it had something to do with that beacon. You were there just before that beacon self-destructed. Did you see anything? Any clue that might tell us what Saren was after?
Just before I lost consciousness, I had some kind of vision.
A vision? A vision of what?
I've always liked a warning answer because it seems the most
I
appropriate.
saw synthetics. Geth, maybe. Slaughtering people. Butchering them.
We need to report this to the Council, Shepard.
What are we gonna tell them? I had a bad dream?
We don't know what information was stored in that beacon. Lost Prothean technology? Blueprints for some ancient weapon of mass destruction, whatever it was. Saren took it. But I know Saren. I know his reputation is politics. He believes humans are a blight on the galaxy. This attack was an act of war. He has the secrets from the beacon. He has an army of Geth at his command, and he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy.
I've always felt weird about that line. Like Captain Anderson really harkens about he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy. Like, that's never been stated anywhere except for from Captain Anderson. And I mean, you do get some context if you read the novel that happens before Mass Effect 1. But I always found it weird that he just really lays in on that aspect.
I'll find some way to take him down.
It's not that easy. He's a Spectre. He can go anywhere, do almost anything. That's why we need the Council on our side.
We prove Saren's gone rogue and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
I'll contact the Ambassador and see if he can get us an audience with the Council. He'll want to see us as soon as we reach the Citadel. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
So we're on our way to the Citadel. We've completed our first mission on Eden Prime. And we'll take a
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
quick walk through the crew quarters and talk to Caden and Ashley.
Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins was hard on the crew, and I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
Things were pretty rough down there.
Yeah, you never get used to seeing dead civilians. It doesn't seem right somehow. But at least you stopped Saren from wiping out the whole colony.
I couldn't have done it without you.
We're Marines. We stick together. And I'm just sorry that we lost Jenkins.
Yeah, I wish I could have done something to save him.
I was there. You did everything right. It was just bad luck. It's been a hell of a shakedown cruise. Our first mission ends with one Spectre killing another. The Citadel Council's not going to be happy about that. Probably use it to lever more concessions out of the Alliance.
You've got a good grasp of the situation. You a career man?
Yeah, a lot of biotics are. We're not restricted, but we sure don't go undocumented. May as well get a paycheck for it. Besides, my father served. I made him proud when I enlisted. Eventually. But is that why you're here? Because of your family?
Let's be honest.
I never met my parents. If they wanted to see me, they'd have contacted me after that mess a few years back.
Oh, that's right, a cruise. I imagine that bought you any post in the fleet. Word is we're heading for the Citadel, ma'am. Can you, tell me why?
We'll tell Caden. Why not?
The Ambassador can get an audience with the Council. Tell them what Saren's been up to.
Makes sense. They'd probably like to know he's not working for them anymore. Whatever happens, we'll be ready, Commander.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
I've always enjoyed Dr. Chakwas as one of the kind of more extra characters in the background that are kind of just there. Dr. Chakwas has been one of my favorites. They've always felt like a Dragon Age character in the middle of a Mass Effect game. I don't know if it's just the kind of attitude that Chakwas has and brings to the squad, but definitely a refreshing change of pace to have conversations with Chakwas every now and then.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
Those hard edits.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
This is the captain's quarters.
Go speak to Joker when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock.
Let's go talk to Joker then. And look, we can run outside of combat in the Normandy. Before we go talk to Joker, actually, let's go investigate the rest of the Normandy. So this elevator actually used to take forever and a day. If you wanted to go to the lower deck, it seems to already be done. Wow, that is amazing. That is significantly shorter than I remember. I used to be able to get up, go get a glass of water, maybe a snack, come back, and then the door would open. So this is the vehicle bay. We have the squad weapon lockers, and we also have the requisition officer here. Requisition officer being right here, basically the on-ship shop. Because after all, this is an RPG. Alright, so here's our Mako. This is our all-terrain vehicle that we will be exploring the multiple planets with. And we can click it here and get our codex entry. I think there are more than one codex entries for the Mako as the game kind of progresses. You'll also find squad mates down here, but this is also where you equip your squad with weapons when you're not on mission, so you can kind of micromanage everyone right here all at once if you so choose. And then we've got the engine room behind the vehicle bay back here.
Shame about Jenkins, Commander.
Guess we can't talk to Engineer Adams yet. We gotta wait until later on in the game. All in due time. We'll also talk to the requisitions officer later. No need to say hello right now. I cannot get over how much shorter this elevator ride is. Alright, back up to Command Center. You can see I'm collecting little codex entries here. There's all kinds littered throughout the Normandy, and they will kind of appear throughout your adventures. They're not all kind of available at once. I just happen to know where a lot of them are, so I'm going to go grab them. Get those 12 experience points. Alright, off to see Joker. Joker, who is of course played by the wonderful Seth Green.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Wow. That looks better than I could have ever hoped it was going to look.
The size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
It honestly feels like coming home. After a long time away.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
Where everyone was de-aged on the Normandy, Udina looks like he's been aged up. He looks much older than he used to.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. If they don't stop him, I will.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not hers.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
And here we are on the Citadel for the very first time. The heart of galactic civilization, and does it ever look amazing compared to how it used to look in the original version. It looks a lot more like what you're going to see in Mass Effect 3 with the very stark whites and the very green greens. Let's explore a bit. See what we can find. Alliance Patrol Report. Captain Hendrickson reported some unusual energy readings during a patrol of the Argos Rho cluster. She had particular concerns about the Hydra system, but was recalled before her team could investigate further. No patrols are scheduled for that sector. Do we want to send in a recon team? So you'll often find side quests this way, miscellaneous quests even, I guess. I wouldn't go so far as to call them side quests. I mean, you're going to find out when you go and explore, or we'll find out when we go explore. But we've got our location, and we can go do that when we have some free reign of the Normandy. For now, let's just explore a little, see who we can meet.
I understand what you're saying, but these allegations are very serious. This is serious. My reputation is at stake. I spoke with the consort in confidence, and her alone, and she betrayed that confidence. All right. I will look into it for you. In the meantime, do not do anything rash. Pleased greeting. Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kalen. Genuine query. Is there something I can do for you this day?
The Elcor are a lot more fleshy and beige than they used to be. They were like these giant gray things before. I don't know how to feel about this color swap.
Tell me more about your species.
Genuine enthusiasm. I delight in telling the history of my people. It is agreeable to share our culture with others.
Tell me about the history and origins of the Elcor.
The Elcor were just beginning to explore Council space when the Asari first made contact with us. With their help, we discovered the relay closest to our system, and from there the Citadel. Proudly, within one lifetime we established a regular route to the Citadel, and quickly became one of the more active species living on this great station.
It's really honestly jarring to see the Elcor in such high fidelity.
I'd like to know more about the culture of the Elcor.
Frankly, we Elcor prefer the safety and familiarity of our own colonies to the confines of space travel. Our society is built on small, tight-knit groups, though we are always welcoming to outsiders. Our government tends to be very stable. Our people are not very comfortable with sudden changes.
Why do you explain what you're about to say?
Our people communicate less through words and more through scent and slight movements. Plainly, we discovered our vocal expression was not enough to convey the feelings of our conversations to other species.
Why do you bother, Kalen? These Earth Clan don't really care about our ways.
Remorseful response, Din. You don't truly believe that, and if you do, I am very sorry for you.
What do you do here?
Modestly, I work to bring the problems and the requests of the Elcor groups to the attention of the Council.
Ha! They only give us these positions to keep us quiet. The Council doesn't care about our races.
Chastising rebuke. Your tone is inappropriate, Din. This human is not to blame for your malcontent or your misconceived suspicions.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Sincere farewell. Good day to you, human. Enjoy your time on the Citadel.
Thank you, I will. Let's talk to Din.
Earth Clan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Din. At least introduce yourself.
I am Din Korlak, Volus Ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, Earth Clan?
You seem to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder, Din.
You humans are new to the Citadel, and yet the Council has granted you great favor.
Chastising rebuke, Din. Your species has always been granted many concessions. Volus territory has expanded tenfold since coming to the Citadel.
Details. We still have no real say in the decisions that affect Citadel space.
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, Earth Clan.
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asari and Solarians had discovered it. We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing. Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
What is this place?
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the Elcor.
Your ambassador is next door, in his own office.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus when I'm not being interrupted.
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Den. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The Earth Clan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
Why aren't the Elcor or Volus part of the Council?
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the Earth Clans, it would seem.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
It's really neat to see in the Legendary Edition, with the fidelity increase in the textures, you can see the kind of like hardened skin and like scaly bits on the back of the Elcor's back, and you can see the fabric and the stitching in the Volus's habitation
Goodbye,
suit.
Ambassador.
Yes, yes. Good day, Earth Clan.
Before that was just implied through like the knowledge and the lore of the Codex, but like you can actually see the fabric now and tell that it's, you know, like a handmade item. Alright. We're getting pretty close to time. Let's talk to Zeltan real quick.
Hello there, human. Sincere apology, but I am here on business and cannot be distracted right now.
Like if you look at the Elcor, you can actually see the differentiation between the textures of his back, where it's more hardened, and like underneath, like the arm and stuff, where it would be softer.
Is there something I can do to help?
Alarmed response. You overheard that, did you? This is all going so wrong, and it is the Asari consort's fault. She's the one who started all this.
Who's this Asari consort?
Curious, you have not heard. You must be new to the Citadel. Everyone knows Sha'ira, the consort. I cannot speak more about this problem. It is too sensitive. Suffice it to say, she has compromised my authority as a diplomat.
Where can I find this Asari consort?
She is across the bridge from here. Her offices are easy enough to spot. Good day, human.
Good day, Zeltan. So we'll keep exploring a bit here, see what we can see at the Citadel, without getting too deep into it. So here we are.
Good day, Commander. The human ambassador is up the stairs, first room on the right.
You know who I am?
Yes, I receive reports on all newly arrived dignitaries and notable people.
What's your name? What do you do here?
My name is Safiria. I'm the administrative assistant for the embassies.
You seem to be distracted.
The embassies are the hub of all Citadel politics. When you represent trillions of citizens, it tends to get a little busy.
What is this place?
This is the Presidium. More specifically, you're at the Citadel embassies. If you have more questions, please access Avina.
What's that?
Oh, Avina is the virtual guide for the Citadel. Feel free to access the terminal yourself.
I should be going now.
Have a pleasant day.
Have a pleasant day. So Avina is this AI, or this VI right here. It's kind of like your digital tour guide assistant.
Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
What does that mean?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence, programmed to provide spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
Give me the tour.
You are standing at Presidium Tourism Terminal 1. On either side of this lobby are the embassies of the various Citadel races, along with CSEC headquarters. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the Council meets regularly to discuss matters of interstellar importance.
Avina is a lot more purple in this version than originally was. Avina was a little more pink and less translucent. Like you can kind of see Caden through the holographic interface. You probably would have less so been able to see Caden. Like it would have been more like a thicker mesh. We can of course ask about all these different components of the Citadel, and we'll go through them all here, and this should bring us close to the end of our first episode of the legendary series of the Mass Effect trilogy. We will likely explore the Citadel at length on our next episode. We might even use the entire 2 hours for almost exclusively Citadel content, because there is just that much stuff to do and that many conversations to have. And we will be having all the conversations, even the more mundane ones, like these ones with Avina.
I want to know more about Citadel security.
Citadel security serves as law enforcement for all regions of the Citadel, though the majority of officers serve in the wards. Executor Palin, a Turian, is the current head of CSEC, but individuals from virtually every species across Citadel space serve as officers beneath him. If you wish to learn more, Executor Palin's office is located in the CSEC headquarters just across the lobby.
Tell me about the embassies.
Each species in Citadel space important enough to be consulted on matters of galactic politics maintains an embassy on the Presidium. The Volus were the first non-council species to be granted an embassy, roughly 2,384 galactic standard years ago. As Citadel space has expanded, more embassies have been added. The most recently added embassy belongs to your own species, humanity. It was added 19 galactic standard years ago, despite some rather vocal opposition.
Why were people trying to keep my species out?
Some species felt humanity was given preferential treatment. It often takes a century or more before a new species is granted an embassy. The Council gave a great deal of thought to this matter. In the end, they decided humanity's impact on Citadel space was significant enough to warrant an embassy.
Do you agree with their decision?
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
How come the Volus were the first species given an embassy?
In the early years following the formation of the Council, the Volus were, apart from the Asari and Solarians, the most populous and widespread species in Citadel space. They established many new colonies and trading outposts, and they petitioned the Council for a greater role in determining interstellar policy. In recognition of their work to expand interstellar trade and establish a standardized galactic economy, the Volus were granted an embassy here on the Citadel.
Why weren't they made a council race?
The council races have extensive responsibilities. They must provide personnel and ships for the Citadel fleets. They often provide economic aid in times of disaster. It would be unfair to demand such an enormous burden of a species unable to meet these obligations. The embassies allow lesser species to have a voice on the Citadel.
That's pretty damn arrogant.
I apologize if my personality has offended you. Please submit all formal complaints in writing to the Citadel Tourist and Visitor Board.
What can you tell me about the Citadel Council?
Originally, the council consisted of representatives from the Asari and Solarians, the two dominant species in Citadel space. Roughly 1,304 galactic standard years ago, Turians were invited to join the council in recognition of the role they played during the Krogan Rebellion. Since then, the three council races have worked together to ensure the peaceful coexistence of the galactic community, while preserving individual autonomy for each species.
It can't be as simple as that. There must be problems somewhere in the system.
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
Do you know anything about Spectres?
The term Spectre is derived from the branch of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. Each Spectre agent is handpicked by the Council. Their primary role is preserving galactic stability and resolving volatile situations that cannot be handled through normal political channels. In this role, they are granted extraterritorial rights and jurisdictions. Spectres answer to no law or authority except the Council itself.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thank you for using Avina. Please enjoy your visit to the Citadel.
And that was Avina. We get a better view of the Citadel here. There's a fast travel system here you can use if you would like to fast travel to any of the locations you've been to. But you're pretty much, at this point of the game, free to explore at your heart's content at whatever is accessible to you currently. With your current goal, of course, being to meet up with Captain Anderson and Udina at the Citadel Tower. We're just doing a quick little walkthrough to get to take in the sights.
That's nothing. I've had my office rearranged 5 times.
And it's just as I remembered it, the idyllic paradise in the stars. But with that, I do believe we will have to call time, as the Citadel requires much more attention than I can currently give it with the little bit of time we have left. And I would love to explore it thoroughly and fully and really make an episode out of it. So we will end here in the market section of the Citadel Presidium, and we will pick up here next time and explore the Citadel and go confront the Council with the information we have obtained on Eden Prime about Saren. With that, goodbye and see you next time. Let's quickly save.